Siddhartha Gautama, who came to be known as the Buddha, lived in ancient India around the 5th or 6th century BCE. Born into a royal family in Kapilavatthu, modern-day Nepal, Siddhartha was shielded from the harsh realities of life by his father, who sought to ensure that his son would become a great king. Despite the comforts of palace life, Siddhartha was deeply curious and dissatisfied, yearning to understand the nature of human existence. This yearning peaked when, as a young man, Siddhartha encountered the four sights: an old man, a sick person, a corpse, and a wandering ascetic. These sights revealed to him the inevitable suffering inherent in life, aging, illness, and death, and inspired him to seek a way to transcend this suffering. At 29, he renounced his royal life, leaving behind his family and luxurious surroundings to embark on a spiritual quest. Siddhartha spent 6 years practicing extreme asceticism under various teachers, mastering their methods, yet finding them inadequate for ultimate liberation. Realizing that self-mortification was not the path to enlightenment, he adopted the middle way, a balanced approach between indulgence and self-denial. Sitting under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, he resolved to meditate until he attained the truth. After intense meditation, he achieved enlightenment, realizing the profound truths of existence, the Four Noble Truths, and the Noble Eightfold Path. For the next 45 years, the Buddha dedicated his life to teaching these truths to people from all walks of life. His mission was to offer a path to liberation from suffering rooted in ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. His teachings emphasized self-reliance, compassion, and the potential for every individual to attain enlightenment. Structure and significance of the Pali Canon. The Buddha's teachings were preserved and transmitted orally for centuries before being compiled into the Pali Canon, also known as the Tipitaka, 3 baskets. The Tipitaka is the foundational scripture of Theravada Buddhism, comprising 3 main divisions. 1. Vinaya Pitaka, basket of discipline. This section contains rules and guidelines for monastic life, outlining ethical practices and procedures for maintaining harmony within the Sangha, monastic community. It reflects the Buddha's emphasis on discipline as a cornerstone of spiritual progress. 2nd, Sutta Pitaka, basket of discourses. This extensive collection includes the Buddha's sermons, dialogues, and teachings delivered to various audiences. It covers multiple topics, from the nature of reality to practical advice on meditation and ethical conduct. 3rd, Abhidhamma Pitaka, basket of higher doctrine. This section offers a detailed analysis of Buddhist psychology and philosophy, delving into the nature of the mind and phenomena. It serves as a framework for understanding the intricacies of the Dharma. The Pali Canon is the oldest and most comprehensive record of the Buddha's teachings. Its preservation is attributed to the efforts of the early Buddhist community, who meticulously memorized and transmitted the teachings through generations. Today, the Pali Canon serves as a vital source of guidance for Theravada Buddhists and a treasure trove of wisdom for spiritual seekers worldwide. Key themes and purposes of the anthology. In the Buddha's Words by Bhikkhu Bodhi is an anthology that presents the essence of the Pali Canon in an accessible and structured manner. The book is designed to provide readers with a comprehensive understanding of the Buddha's teachings, organized around key themes that address the human condition and the path to liberation. By curating selections from the Sutta Pitaka, Bhikkhu Bodhi offers a cohesive narrative highlighting the Dharma's practical and timeless relevance. Key themes of the anthology. 1. The nature of suffering. Central to the Buddha's teachings is the understanding of dukkha, often translated as suffering, dissatisfaction, or unease. The anthology explores the causes of suffering, craving, aversion, and ignorance, and the means to overcome them. 2. The path to liberation. The book emphasizes the practical steps outlined in the Noble Eightfold Path, a holistic approach that integrates ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. 3. Mindfulness and meditation. Recognizing the transformative power of mindfulness, the anthology delves into meditation practices that cultivate insight, tranquility, and awareness of the present moment. 4. Ethical living. The Buddha's teachings stress the importance of moral conduct as the foundation for spiritual growth. The anthology highlights the 5 precepts and other ethical guidelines for lay practitioners and monastics. 5. Interdependence and impermanence. Central to Buddhist philosophy is understanding anicca, impermanence, and paticca samuppada, dependent origination, which reveal existence's interconnected and ever-changing nature. 6. The ultimate goal. The anthology provides insights into nibbana, nirvana, the cessation of suffering, and the Buddhist path's ultimate goal. It offers glimpses into the awakened state and its profound freedom and peace. Purpose of the anthology. Bhikkhu. Bodhi's anthology aims to bridge the gap between ancient scriptures and contemporary readers. By presenting the Buddha's teachings thematically, the book makes the Dharma accessible and relevant to modern life. It serves as both an introduction for newcomers to Buddhism and a deepening resource for experienced practitioners. The anthology encourages readers to engage with the teachings as philosophical concepts and practical tools for transforming their lives. Through its carefully curated selections, the book invites readers to reflect on the nature of existence, cultivate mindfulness and compassion, and embark on liberation. The introduction to In the Buddha's Words sets the stage for a profound journey into the heart of the Buddha's teachings. By exploring the Buddha's life and mission, the structure and significance of the Pali Canon, and the key themes of the anthology, readers are equipped with a strong foundation for delving into the discourses that follow. As we proceed through the chapters, we will uncover timeless wisdom that continues to inspire and guide seekers on the path to freedom and enlightenment. The human condition. The Buddha's teachings begin with exploring the human condition, grounded in recognizing dukkha, a term often translated as suffering, dissatisfaction, or unsatisfactoriness. Dukkha is not limited to physical pain or emotional distress. It represents a fundamental characteristic of existence that touches every aspect of life. This concept goes beyond apparent suffering, such as illness, loss, and hardship. It encompasses the inherent instability of pleasure, the fleeting nature of happiness, and the subtle dissatisfaction that arises even in moments of success or joy. Dukkha is a reality that pervades the fabric of existence, reminding us that all conditioned phenomena are impermanent and incapable of providing lasting fulfillment. The Buddha categorized dukkha into 3 types. The first, dukkha, refers to the suffering of pain and discomfort, both physical and mental. It includes the unavoidable experiences of aging, illness, and death that all beings face. The second type, viparinama dukkha, captures the suffering that arises from change. Even the most joyful moments are subject to transformation. Today's happiness may be replaced by sorrow tomorrow. The impermanence of pleasure, a beautiful sunset, a delicious meal, or the company of loved ones, leads to insecurity. The third type, sankhara dukkha, represents the most profound form of suffering. It arises from the conditioned nature of all phenomena, highlighting that everything depends on causes and conditions. This interdependence creates an intrinsic instability, as everything that occurs must eventually pass away. The Buddha's recognition of dukkha is not a pessimistic worldview, but a realistic acknowledgement of life's challenges. Understanding suffering gives us the clarity to seek its cessation and embark on a transformative path. The cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, known as samsara, further illustrates the human condition. Samsara is a relentless cycle in which beings are born into various realms of existence, driven by karma and sustained by ignorance and craving. This cycle is not confined to human life. It encompasses 6 realms: the human realm, the animal realm, the hell realms, the realm of hungry ghosts, pretax, the heavenly realms, and the asura realm. Each realm reflects different experiences and states of mind, ranging from the suffering of hell to the pleasures of the heavens. However, even the most desirable realms are impermanent, and beings continue to revolve through samsara until they attain liberation. The process of samsara is governed by dependent origination, paticca samuppada, a 12-linked chain that explains how ignorance and craving perpetuate the cycle of existence. Ignorance, avidya, leads to mental formations, sankhara, which give rise to consciousness, vijnana, and the subsequent links that culminate in birth, aging, and death. This cycle repeats endlessly, creating an existence marked by dissatisfaction and impermanence. The Buddha's teachings offer a way out of samsara by breaking the chain of dependent origination by cultivating wisdom and insight. Central to the human condition are the three unwholesome roots, known as akusala mula, at the heart of suffering. These roots, craving, tanha, aversion, dosa, and ignorance, avidya, are the driving forces behind unwholesome actions and mental states. Craving, or tanha, manifests as an intense desire for pleasure, possessions, or experiences. It arises in three forms: kama tanha, sensual craving; bhava tanha, craving for existence; and bhava tanha, craving for non-existence. Sensual craving drives the pursuit of physical and sensory pleasures, while craving for existence reflects the desire to perpetuate one's identity or status. Craving for non-existence, on the other hand, stems from a desire to escape or annihilate oneself. All forms of craving lead to attachment, which creates suffering when desires are unfulfilled or when impermanence disrupts what we cling to. Aversion, or dosa, is the impulse to reject or push away what is unpleasant or undesirable. It manifests as anger, hatred, fear, and resentment, often creating conflict and inner turmoil. Aversion perpetuates cycles of suffering by intensifying negative emotions and obstructing the cultivation of compassion and understanding. Ignorance, or avidya, is the most fundamental of the unwholesome roots. It represents a lack of knowledge of the true nature of reality, including the principles of impermanence, suffering, and non-self. Ignorance clouds judgment, perpetuates delusion, and sustains the cycle of samsara by obscuring the path to liberation. The interplay of craving, aversion, and ignorance creates a self-reinforcing cycle that traps beings in patterns of suffering. For example, ignorance leads to craving and aversion, reinforcing ignorance. Breaking free from this cycle requires cultivating the opposite qualities: generosity, dana, loving-kindness, metta, and wisdom, panna. Generosity counters craving by encouraging selflessness and letting go of attachment. Loving-kindness transforms aversion into compassion and goodwill, fostering harmonious relationships. Wisdom dispels ignorance by providing insight into the true nature of existence. The Buddha's teachings emphasize that understanding the roots of suffering is the first step toward overcoming them. Through ethical conduct, mental discipline, and meditative practice, individuals can weaken the unwholesome roots and cultivate the qualities that lead to liberation. Understanding the human condition involves recognizing its challenges and potential for transformation. The Buddha's teachings provide a roadmap for navigating the complexities of existence, offering practical tools for addressing suffering and uncovering the path to freedom. The recognition of dukkha invites introspection, encouraging individuals to examine their experiences and identify the sources of dissatisfaction in their lives. The concept of samsara illuminates the repetitive nature of existence, inspiring a sense of urgency to seek liberation. Identifying craving, aversion, and ignorance as the roots of suffering highlights the importance of cultivating wholesome qualities that lead to peace and fulfillment. Together, these teachings form a comprehensive framework for understanding and transcending the human condition. The Buddha's analysis of dependent origination provides a deeper understanding of how suffering is sustained and how liberation can be achieved. The 12 links, ignorance, mental formations, consciousness, name and form, the 6 sense bases, contact, feeling, craving, clinging, becoming, birth, aging, and death, are interconnected processes that perpetuate samsara. Each link conditions the next, creating a chain reaction that traps beings in the cycle of suffering. However, this chain is not unbreakable. By cultivating insight into the nature of dependent origination, practitioners can identify the links that sustain their suffering and work to sever them. For instance, mindfulness and meditation can interrupt the habitual patterns of craving and clinging, creating space for wisdom and liberation to arise. Mindfulness, sati, is particularly transformative in addressing the human condition. By cultivating moment-to-moment awareness, individuals can observe the arising and passing away of thoughts, emotions, and sensations. This practice reveals the impermanence of experiences and the absence of a fixed self, challenging the delusions that sustain craving and aversion. Mindfulness also fosters equanimity, allowing practitioners to respond to life's challenges calmly rather than reactively. Through sustained practice, mindfulness becomes a powerful tool for breaking free from the cycles of samsara and uncovering the path to nibbana. Another essential aspect of the Buddha's teachings on the human condition is the role of ethical conduct, sila. Ethical living forms the foundation for spiritual progress, creating a stable and harmonious environment where wisdom and concentration flourish. The 5 precepts, abstaining from killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, false speech, and intoxicants, serve as guidelines for lay practitioners, promoting kindness, honesty, and self-restraint. These precepts are not merely rules, but reflections of the interconnectedness of all beings. By living ethically, individuals reduce harm to themselves and others, cultivating a sense of trust and goodwill that supports their spiritual journey. As practitioners deepen their understanding of the human condition, they begin to appreciate the potential for liberation inherent in every moment. The Buddha's teachings invite individuals to embrace the challenges of existence as opportunities for growth and transformation. By facing suffering with courage and compassion, practitioners can develop the resilience and wisdom to navigate life's complexities and uncover the profound peace at the heart of the Dharma. As we delve deeper into the Buddha's path, we will explore the practical steps outlined in the Noble Eightfold Path, which provides a clear and actionable guide for overcoming suffering and attaining liberation. The following section will focus on the path to freedom, exploring the Buddha's practical instructions for ethical living, mental discipline, and cultivating wisdom. The path to liberation. The Buddha's teachings center around the path to liberation, a practical and profound framework designed to guide individuals from the cycle of suffering, samsara, to the ultimate goal of nibbana, or liberation from suffering. This path is neither abstract nor theoretical. It is a systematic approach rooted in ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. The teachings of the Noble Eightfold Path, the Threefold Training, and the Four Noble Truths provide a comprehensive guide for those seeking freedom from the human condition's inherent dissatisfactions and challenges. The Noble Eightfold Path. The Noble Eightfold Path is the cornerstone of the Buddha's teachings, offering a clear and practical roadmap for spiritual progress. It consists of 8 interconnected factors that address the cultivation of wisdom, ethical conduct, and mental discipline. These factors are not meant to be followed sequentially, but are practiced together, each reinforcing the others. The 8 factors are: 1. Right view, samadhi. This foundational factor involves understanding the Four Noble Truths and the nature of reality, including impermanence, suffering, and non-self. The correct view is the basis for all other factors, guiding practitioners toward clarity and insight. 2. Right intention, samma sankappa. This factor emphasizes the importance of wholesome aspirations and motivations. It involves cultivating intentions of renunciation, goodwill, and harmlessness, while abandoning desires rooted in greed, hatred, and delusion. 3. Right speech, samavaka. Ethical communication is vital to the path. Right speech entails refraining from lying, divisive speech, harsh words, and idle chatter while fostering truthfulness, harmony, kindness, and meaningful dialogue. 4. Right action, sammakamanta. This factor focuses on ethical behavior and abstaining from actions that harm others, such as killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. Right action promotes kindness, respect, and integrity. 5. Right livelihood, samma ajiva. Practitioners are encouraged to earn a living in ways that align with ethical principles, avoiding professions that involve harm or exploitation. Right livelihood supports both personal and societal well-being. 6. Right effort, samma vayama. This factor emphasizes cultivating wholesome qualities and abandoning unwholesome states. It involves preventing negative states, overcoming those that have arisen, and nurturing positive mental states. 7. Right mindfulness, samasati. Mindfulness maintains awareness of the present moment with clarity and non-judgment. It involves observing thoughts, emotions, and bodily sensations without attachment or aversion. 8. Right concentration, Samadhi. This factor refers to developing deep meditative absorption, ghana states, which foster mental tranquility and one-pointed focus. Right concentration supports the cultivation of wisdom and insight. The Noble Eightfold Path is often depicted as a wheel, symbolizing its dynamic and interconnected nature. By integrating these factors into daily life, practitioners can transform their habits, perceptions, and experiences, gradually moving toward liberation. The threefold training: ethics, concentration, and wisdom. The Noble Eightfold Path can be further categorized into three primary areas of training: ethics, sila, concentration, samadhi, and wisdom, panna. These threefold trainings provide a structured approach to spiritual practice, addressing the entire spectrum of human development. 1. Ethics, sila. Ethical conduct forms the foundation of the path, creating a stable and harmonious environment for spiritual growth. It involves the practice of right speech, action, and livelihood. Adhering to ethical principles, practitioners cultivate trust, reduce harm, and foster a sense of accountability. Ethical living also minimizes distractions and remorse, allowing the mind to focus more effectively on meditation and insight. 2. Concentration, samadhi. Concentration refers to the mental discipline required to develop clarity, focus, and tranquility. It encompasses the right effort, mindfulness, and concentration. Individuals train their minds to overcome restlessness and distraction through meditation, achieving deep calm and equanimity. Concentration is a powerful tool for understanding the nature of reality and uncovering profound insights. 3. Wisdom, panna. Wisdom is the culmination of ethical conduct and mental discipline, representing the ability to see things as they are. It includes the right view and intention, guiding practitioners toward understanding impermanence, suffering, and non-self. Wisdom is not merely intellectual, but experiential, arising from direct insight into the nature of existence. The threefold training is a holistic approach that integrates moral integrity, mental refinement, and profound understanding. By cultivating these qualities, practitioners can progress steadily toward liberation, developing the skills and perspectives needed to overcome suffering. The Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths are the foundation of the Buddha's teachings, offering a clear and concise framework for understanding the nature of suffering and its cessation. These truths are often likened to a physician's approach to diagnosis and treatment, identifying the problem, understanding its cause, recognizing the possibility of a cure, and prescribing a course of action. 1. The truth of suffering, dukkha. The first noble truth acknowledges the pervasive nature of suffering in life. This includes not only physical pain and emotional distress, but also the subtle dissatisfaction that arises from impermanence and unmet desires. The recognition of suffering is not meant to induce despair, but to inspire a deeper inquiry into its causes and solutions. 2. The truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya. The second noble truth identifies craving, tanha, as the primary cause of suffering. Craving manifests as an insatiable desire for pleasure, possessions, and experiences, as well as an aversion to discomfort and change. This truth highlights the role of attachment and clinging in perpetuating dissatisfaction. 3. The truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha. The third noble truth offers hope and liberation, asserting that the cessation of suffering is possible. By relinquishing cravings and letting go of attachments, individuals can experience nibbana, a state of ultimate peace, freedom, and enlightenment. The fourth noble truth outlines the Noble Eightfold Path as the practical means to overcome suffering. This path provides a step-by-step guide for ethical living, mental discipline, and the cultivation of wisdom. The Four Noble Truths are not merely philosophical concepts, but practical principles that invite personal reflection and application. They encourage practitioners to examine their own experiences, identify the sources of their suffering, and take proactive steps toward liberation. Integrating the path to liberation. The path to liberation is profound and practical, offering guidance for every aspect of life. The Noble Eightfold Path, the threefold training, and the Four Noble Truths provide a comprehensive framework for understanding and transcending the human condition. These teachings emphasize the importance of ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom, highlighting the interconnectedness of these qualities in the pursuit of freedom. As practitioners integrate these principles into their lives, they experience profound transformations in their perceptions, behaviors, and relationships. The path is not a linear journey, but a dynamic process of growth and discovery, requiring patience, commitment, and self-compassion. By walking this path, individuals can uncover the profound peace and liberation at the heart of the Buddha's teachings. The following section will delve deeper into how to approach the Dharma, exploring the role of faith, trust, and right view in engaging with the teachings and embarking on the path to liberation. Approaching the Dharma. The Buddha's teachings, collectively called the Dharma, offer profound insights into the nature of existence and a practical path to liberation. However, how one approaches the Dharma is crucial for understanding and applying its principles effectively. This section explores the role of faith and trust in the teachings, the importance of listening and reflection, and the foundational concept of the correct view. These elements are vital in creating a strong foundation for spiritual practice and personal transformation. The role of faith and trust in the teachings. Faith, saddha, is a vital component of approaching the Dharma. Unlike unquestioning belief, the faith encouraged in Buddhism is based on confidence, understanding, and personal experience. It arises from recognizing the transformative potential of the Buddha's teachings and the credibility of the Buddha himself as an enlightened teacher. Faith is a starting point, inspiring individuals to explore and apply the teachings. In the early stages of practice, faith serves as a motivator. It encourages individuals to trust in the possibility of liberation and to commit to the path. This initial faith may stem from observing the peace and wisdom of those who embody the teachings or reading inspiring accounts of the Buddha's life and teachings. However, faith deepens and matures into conviction as one progresses, reinforced by personal insights and experiences. For example, a practitioner who applies mindfulness and experiences greater clarity and calm will naturally develop stronger trust in the effectiveness of the Dharma. Faith is not limited to trust in the teachings alone. It also involves faith in oneself. The Buddha emphasized that all beings possess the potential for enlightenment. Recognizing this inherent capacity fosters self-confidence and a sense of responsibility. By balancing faith with inquiry and critical thinking, practitioners can approach the teachings with openness and discernment, avoiding dogmatism or passivity. The importance of listening and reflection. Listening, sutta, and reflection, cinta, are essential for understanding and internalizing the Dharma. In the Buddha's time, teachings were transmitted orally, and attentive listening was the primary means of learning. Even today, listening, whether to a teacher, a discourse, or reading texts, remains a powerful way to engage with the teachings. Attentive listening involves more than hearing words. It requires an open mind, a focused presence, and a willingness to set aside preconceived notions. Listening is often followed by reflection, which involves contemplating the meaning and relevance of the teachings in one's life. Reflection deepens understanding by encouraging practitioners to examine their experiences in light of the Dharma. For instance, one might reflect on the transient nature of personal experiences, relationships, and possessions after learning about impermanence. Such reflection clarifies the teachings and makes them more relatable and impactful. The interplay between listening and reflection creates a cycle of learning and growth. As practitioners listen to teachings, they gain new perspectives and insights. Reflecting on these insights allows them to integrate the teachings into their worldview, paving the way for practical application. This process is iterative, with each cycle reinforcing and expanding one's understanding of the Dharma. The Buddha encouraged his disciples to test the teachings against their own experience, rather than accepting them on authority alone. This principle of personal verification ensures that the Dharma remains a living, dynamic practice, rather than a static set of beliefs. By combining attentive listening with thoughtful reflection, practitioners can develop a nuanced understanding of the teachings that resonate deeply with their lives. The concept of right view. The correct view, samadhi, is the first factor of the Noble Eightfold Path and serves as the foundation for all other aspects of the path. It represents a clear and accurate understanding of reality, aligning one's perceptions with the truths of existence. The correct view is often described as the mundane and supramundane right. The mundane's right view involves understanding karma's basic principles, action, and its results. It recognizes that wholesome actions lead to positive outcomes, while unwholesome actions result in suffering. This understanding motivates ethical behavior and fosters a sense of accountability. For example, an individual who appreciates the law of karma might choose to practice generosity, kindness, and honesty, knowing that such actions contribute to their well-being and the well-being of others. The supramundane right view goes deeper, encompassing the understanding of the Four Noble Truths. It involves seeing the pervasive nature of suffering, recognizing its causes, understanding that liberation is possible, and embracing the path to its cessation. This level of right view transforms one's relationship with reality, shifting the focus from external circumstances to internal cultivation. The correct view is not merely an intellectual understanding, but an experiential insight. It begins with learning and reflection, but matures through direct observation and practice. For instance, a practitioner who meditates on impermanence may initially understand it conceptually, but eventually experience it viscerally through mindfulness. This experiential insight strengthens the right view and fosters a profound sense of clarity and equanimity. The Buddha emphasized that the correct view is essential for guiding intentions and actions. Without it, one risks being misled by ignorance and delusion, perpetuating cycles of suffering. The core view serves as a compass, aligning one's efforts with the principles of the Dharma and ensuring that each step on the path contributes to liberation. Integrating faith, reflection, and right view. Approaching the Dharma requires the harmonious integration of faith, reflection, and the correct view. Faith provides the initial inspiration and trust needed to engage with the teachings. Reflection deepens understanding, allowing practitioners to internalize and apply the teachings meaningfully. The correct view offers a framework for aligning perceptions and actions with the truths of existence. Together, these elements create a strong foundation for spiritual practice. They encourage a balanced approach that combines trust with inquiry, intellectual understanding with experiential insight, and individual effort with guidance from the teachings. By approaching the Dharma this way, practitioners can unlock its transformative potential and embark on a profound growth and liberation journey. As we delve further into the teachings, the next section will explore the principles of living an ethical life, highlighting how ethical conduct serves as the bedrock of the path and supports the cultivation of concentration and wisdom. Living an ethical life. Ethical conduct forms the foundation of the Buddha's teachings and is vital for spiritual progress. It creates a harmonious environment for cultivating concentration and wisdom, enabling practitioners to move closer to liberation. By adhering to principles of ethical living, individuals not only benefit themselves, but also contribute to the well-being of others, fostering peace, trust, and goodwill within their communities. This section explores the 5 precepts, the guidelines for lay practitioners, and the importance of ethical conduct in spiritual practice. The 5 precepts. The 5 precepts are fundamental ethical guidelines that serve as the cornerstone of moral behavior for Buddhist lay practitioners. They are not rigid commandments, but principles to be undertaken voluntarily, reflecting a commitment to living a life of integrity and compassion. The precepts are: 1. Refrain from killing, panetipada. This precept emphasizes the sanctity of life and the importance of nonviolence. It encourages practitioners to avoid causing harm to any living being, fostering a sense of compassion and respect for all forms of life. This includes refraining from physical violence and cultivating kindness and empathy toward all beings, from humans to animals and even the smallest creatures. 2. Refrain from stealing, adinadana. This precept promotes honesty and respect for others' possessions. It involves abstaining from taking what is not freely given through theft, fraud, or deceit. Practicing this precept extends beyond physical possessions, encouraging individuals to respect others' time, ideas, and efforts, fostering trust and mutual respect. 3. Refrain from sexual misconduct, kamesu michakera. This precept highlights the importance of integrity and responsibility in relationships. It involves avoiding actions that cause harm or exploitation, such as infidelity, coercion, or deceit in romantic and sexual relationships. By practicing this precept, individuals build trust and mutual respect in their interactions. 4. Refrain from false speech, musavada. Ethical communication is central to harmonious living. This precept encourages practitioners to speak truthfully and avoid lying, gossip, slander, or harsh words. It also emphasizes the importance of speaking in ways that are kind, beneficial, and conducive to harmony, promoting trust and understanding in relationships. 5. Refrain from intoxicants, suramarayamaja. This precept advises against using substances that cloud the mind and impair judgment. By maintaining clarity and self-control, practitioners can make wiser choices and avoid harm to themselves and others. This includes being mindful of actions, words, and decisions that intoxicants may influence, ensuring a life of greater awareness and responsibility. The 5 precepts serve as a practical framework for ethical living, guiding practitioners toward actions that reduce harm and promote well-being. By observing these precepts, individuals cultivate compassion, honesty, and mindfulness, which support their spiritual journey and enhance their relationships with others. Guidelines for lay practitioners. While the 5 precepts provide a foundation for ethical behavior, lay practitioners are encouraged to go beyond these basic guidelines by integrating ethical principles into their lives. This involves 1. Practicing generosity, dana. Generosity is a key virtue in Buddhism, reflecting an attitude of selflessness and compassion. Lay practitioners are encouraged to give freely through material support, time, or kindness. Acts of generosity foster a sense of interconnectedness and reduce attachment to possessions. For example, offering food, clothing, or shelter to those in need can create a ripple effect of goodwill within a community. 2. Cultivating loving kindness, metta. Loving kindness involves wishing happiness and well-being for all beings without discrimination or expectation. By practicing metta, lay practitioners develop a compassionate and inclusive mindset that promotes harmony and reduces conflict. This practice can be extended through formal meditation or simple acts of kindness in daily interactions. 3. Engaging in right livelihood. Ethical living extends to one's means of earning a livelihood. Lay practitioners are encouraged to choose professions that align with Buddhist principles, avoiding work that involves harm, exploitation, or dishonesty. This might include refraining from industries related to weapons, animal slaughter, or deceptive practices. 4. Participating in community. Lay practitioners play a vital role in supporting the monastic community and maintaining the tradition of the Dharma. Attending teachings, offering alms, and contributing to communal activities help sustain the Sangha and preserve the teachings. Community involvement also fosters a sense of belonging and shared purpose. 5. Mindful consumption. Ethical living includes being cognizant of the impact of one's choices on the environment and society. Lay practitioners are encouraged to consume responsibly, avoid waste, and support sustainable practices. This includes making conscious choices about food, clothing, and other resources, and recognizing the interconnectedness of all life. By integrating these guidelines into their daily lives, lay practitioners create a foundation for ethical conduct that supports their well-being and contributes to the greater good. These practices enhance personal growth and serve as an example for others, inspiring positive change in the broader community. The importance of ethical conduct in spiritual progress. Ethical conduct is essential for spiritual progress because it creates the conditions for developing concentration and wisdom. In the Buddhist tradition, the path to liberation is often compared to a tree, where ethical conduct represents the roots, concentration the trunk, and wisdom the fruit. Without a strong foundation of ethics, the tree cannot grow or bear fruit. 1. Reducing harm and suffering. Ethical conduct minimizes harm to oneself and others, fostering a sense of peace and safety. By avoiding actions that cause suffering, practitioners create a supportive environment for their spiritual growth and the well-being of those around them. This harm reduction also contributes to a sense of interconnectedness, encouraging mutual respect and compassion. 2. Cultivating mental clarity. Ethical behavior reduces feelings of guilt, remorse, and inner conflict, allowing the mind to settle and focus. This clarity is essential for developing concentration and insight through meditation. When the mind is free from the distractions of unethical actions, it becomes more receptive to deeper truths and insights. 3. Building trust and harmony. Ethical living strengthens relationships and builds community trust. By acting with integrity, practitioners inspire confidence and respect, creating a harmonious environment conducive to spiritual practice. This harmony extends beyond personal relationships, influencing societal dynamics and promoting collective well-being. 4. Developing virtuous qualities. Ethical conduct nurtures virtues such as compassion, patience, and humility. These qualities enhance character and serve as a foundation for more profound spiritual realization. Virtues cultivated through ethical living become integral to one's identity, shaping responses to challenges and opportunities. 5. Aligning actions with the Dharma. Ethical conduct ensures that one's actions are in harmony with the teachings of the Buddha. This alignment reinforces the principles of the Dharma and supports the practitioner's journey toward liberation. By living by the Dharma, individuals experience greater coherence between their beliefs and actions, fostering inner peace and authenticity. The Buddha often emphasized that ethical conduct is not an end, but a means to an end. It creates the conditions for the mind to develop concentration and wisdom, enabling practitioners to see reality clearly and overcome the causes of suffering. By living ethically, individuals progress spiritually and contribute to a more compassionate and harmonious world. Expanding the scope of ethical living. Ethical living is not confined to avoiding harm, but also includes actively contributing to the welfare of others. This expansive view encourages practitioners to engage in acts of service, advocacy, and education that uplift communities and address systemic issues. For instance, supporting initiatives that promote social justice, environmental sustainability, or access to education aligns with the principles of ethical conduct. These actions reflect a broader commitment to reducing suffering and fostering well-being on a global scale. In addition, ethical living involves a continuous process of self-reflection and improvement. Practitioners are encouraged to regularly examine their actions, intentions, and habits, identifying areas where they can grow and align more closely with the Dharma. This process of self-awareness and intentionality deepens the practice of ethical conduct, ensuring that it remains dynamic and responsive to changing circumstances. As we move forward, the next section will explore the principles of mental discipline, focusing on the practices of mindfulness and concentration that support the cultivation of wisdom and insight. The practice of mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness and meditation are core components of the Buddha's teachings, serving as practical tools to cultivate awareness, deepen concentration, and uncover profound truths about existence. These practices allow individuals to explore the nature of their minds, gain clarity, and move closer to liberation. This section explores the foundations of mindfulness, satipatthana, techniques for developing concentration, samadhi, and transformative insights into impermanence, suffering, and non-self. Foundations of mindfulness, satipatthana. Mindfulness, or sati, refers to maintaining continuous, focused awareness of the present moment. The Buddha taught the 4 foundations of mindfulness, satipatthana, as a structured approach to cultivating this awareness. Each foundation provides a specific area of focus, allowing practitioners to observe and understand the workings of the mind and body. 1. Mindfulness of the body, kayanupassana. This foundation involves observing the body's various aspects, such as breathing, postures, and sensations. Individuals develop a heightened sense of physical presence through mindful breathing and body scanning. Contemplations on the body's impermanence and interdependence further foster detachment and a deeper understanding of its transient nature. 2. Mindfulness of feelings, Vedananupassana, involves recognizing and observing feelings as they arise, whether pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral. By acknowledging feelings without clinging or aversion, practitioners learn to approach emotions with equanimity. This practice reduces emotional reactivity and helps break cycles of craving and avoidance. 3. Mindfulness of the mind, Cittanupassana. Observing the mind includes noticing its states, calm, agitated, focused, or distracted. Practitioners develop self-awareness by recognizing habitual mental patterns and emotional tendencies. This foundation is instrumental in understanding the influence of thoughts and emotions on one's behavior and decisions. 4th, mindfulness of mental objects, Dhammanupassana. This foundation examines mental phenomena, including thoughts, perceptions, and teachings such as the Four Noble Truths and the Five Hindrances. By reflecting on these mental objects, practitioners deepen their insight into the nature of reality and the processes that govern the mind. By practicing these four foundations, mindfulness becomes a lens through which practitioners can observe life with clarity and detachment, fostering a sense of peace and deeper insight. Techniques for concentration, samadhi. Concentration, or samadhi, is the ability to maintain a steady and undistracted focus on a single object of meditation. It is a critical component of the Eightfold Path, serving as a foundation for wisdom and liberation. The Buddha outlined several techniques to cultivate concentration. 1. Mindfulness of breathing, anapanasati. Focusing on the breath is one of the most accessible and effective methods for developing concentration. By observing the natural flow of inhalation and exhalation, practitioners anchor their attention and calm their minds. This practice is foundational for entering more profound states of meditation. 2. Loving-kindness meditation, metta bhavana. This practice involves generating loving-kind feelings and extending them to oneself, loved ones, neutral individuals, and even adversaries. Cultivating positive emotions enhances mental focus and counteracts negativity, creating a supportive environment for concentration. 3. Visualization. Concentrating on a visual object, such as a candle flame or a mental image of the Buddha, helps stabilize the mind. Visualization techniques can lead to deeper levels of absorption and tranquility. 4th, jhana states. Advanced practitioners may enter states of meditative absorption, known as jhanas. These states are characterized by profound joy, tranquility, and one-pointed focus. The jhanas provide a stable platform for developing more profound insights into reality. Concentration becomes a tool for achieving mental clarity and calmness through these techniques. A focused mind is better equipped to investigate the nature of existence and overcome the obstacles that hinder spiritual growth. Insights into impermanence, suffering, and non-self. The culmination of mindfulness and concentration practices is the development of profound insights into the nature of reality. These insights, often referred to as the three universal characteristics, are impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. 1. Impermanence, anicca. Impermanence is the recognition that all physical or mental phenomena are constantly in flux. Through mindfulness, practitioners observe how sensations, emotions, and thoughts arise and pass away. This understanding reduces attachment to transient experiences and fosters a sense of equanimity. 2. Suffering, dukkha. Suffering arises from clinging to impermanent phenomena and resisting change. By directly experiencing the dissatisfaction inherent in attachment and craving, practitioners understand the causes of suffering. This insight motivates a commitment to the path of liberation. 3. Non-self, anatta. The concept of non-self challenges the belief in a permanent, independent identity. By observing the interplay of physical sensations, emotions, and thoughts, practitioners realize that what is perceived as the self is merely a collection of impermanent processes. This realization dissolves ego-based attachments and fosters a sense of freedom. These insights transform one's understanding of existence, breaking the cycle of craving and aversion that perpetuates suffering. They provide a direct experience of the truths taught by the Buddha, enabling practitioners to move closer to liberation. Integrating mindfulness and meditation into daily life. Mindfulness and meditation are not confined to formal practice, but are intended to be integrated into daily life. Individuals can cultivate a continuous sense of presence and connection by bringing mindful awareness to routine activities. Concentration techniques can also be applied to tasks requiring sustained focus, enhancing efficiency, and reducing stress. The insights gained through these practices influence every aspect of life, fostering greater clarity, compassion, and resilience. As we explore the next section, we will examine how these practices can be further applied to ethical living and the cultivation of wisdom. Deepening insight. Understanding. The true nature of existence and attaining liberation involves exploring the intricate interplay of dependent origination, cultivating profound wisdom through meditation, and striving for the ultimate goal of nibbana, nirvana. These elements form the cornerstone of the Buddha's teachings, providing a path for those seeking freedom from suffering and insight into the nature of reality. Understanding dependent origination, paticca samuppada. Dependent origination, or paticca samuppada, is one of the Buddha's most profound teachings. It describes the interconnectedness and conditionality of all phenomena. It reveals how everything arises and ceases based on specific conditions, dismantling the illusion of an independent, permanent self. The concept emphasizes the cyclical nature of existence and highlights the factors that perpetuate suffering. The cycle of dependent origination is often illustrated through the 12 links of causation, which represent the mechanics of samsara, the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. 1. Ignorance, avidya. The lack of understanding of the Four Noble Truths and the true nature of reality serves as the foundation for the cycle of suffering. Second, volitional formations, sankhara. Conditioned by ignorance, intentional actions driven by craving or aversion create karma. 3. Consciousness, vijnana. Karma influences the continuation of consciousness, which carries the seeds of past actions into future lives. Fourth, name and form, namarupa. Consciousness gives rise to mental and physical phenomena, forming the basis of individual existence. 5. The six sense bases, salayatana. The development of the senses enables interaction with the external world. 6. Contact, phassa. The senses engage with objects, producing experiences. 7. Feeling, vedana. Experiences generate feelings of pleasure, pain, or neutrality. 8. Craving, tanha. Feelings lead to a desire for pleasurable experiences and an aversion to pain. 9. Clinging, upadana. Craving intensifies into attachment, binding individuals further to the cycle of samsara. 10. Becoming, bhava. Clinging sets the stage for actions perpetuating the existence cycle. 11th, birth, jati. Birth arises from previous actions and attachments. 12th, old age and death, jara marana. Life inevitably leads to aging, decay, and death, perpetuating suffering. This cycle illustrates how suffering is perpetuated and offers a roadmap for its cessation. By breaking the links, particularly ignorance and craving, practitioners can disrupt the cycle and move toward liberation. Cultivating wisdom. Through meditation. Meditation is a transformative practice that bridges intellectual understanding with experiential realization. It enables practitioners to observe the patterns of dependent origination within their minds and lives, fostering deep wisdom. 1. Mindfulness as a foundation for insight. Mindfulness, sati, is the cornerstone of meditative practice. By maintaining a non-judgmental awareness of the present moment, practitioners begin to see the transient and conditioned nature of their experiences. Observing thoughts, emotions, and sensations without clinging or aversion allows for a deeper understanding of impermanence. 2. Concentration as a tool for clarity. Concentration, samadhi, stabilizes the mind, creating conditions for penetrating insight. A concentrated mind is less distracted by habitual patterns and more capable of perceiving subtle truths. Techniques such as mindfulness of breathing, anapanasati, and loving-kindness meditation, metta bhavana, cultivate the calm and focus required for insight. 3. Insight into the three characteristics. Through meditation, practitioners gain direct experience of the three universal characteristics of existence. Impermanence, anicca. Everything arises and passes away. Nothing is permanent. Suffering, dukkha. Clinging to impermanent things results in dissatisfaction and pain. Non-self, anatta. There is no independent, unchanging self. What we perceive as self is a dynamic interplay of conditions. 4. Breaking the habitual patterns. Meditation illuminates the habitual patterns of craving, aversion, and ignorance perpetuating suffering. By observing these patterns without reacting, practitioners unravel their hold, creating space for freedom. 5. Developing equanimity. Wisdom through meditation fosters equanimity, mental calmness, and balance. This quality allows practitioners to face life's challenges gracefully, neither clinging to pleasure nor recoiling from pain. Through sustained practice, meditation transforms understanding into lived experience. The wisdom cultivated in meditation reshapes perception, breaking down the barriers of ignorance and opening the path to liberation. The ultimate goal of nibbana, nirvana. Nibbana, or nirvana, represents the culmination of the Buddha's teachings. It is the cessation of suffering, extinguishing the fires of craving, aversion, and ignorance, and the ultimate release from the cycle of samsara. While nibbana is often described as the unconditioned state, it transcends conventional language and conceptualization. 1. Freedom from craving and attachment. Nibbana is characterized by the cessation of craving and attachment. Without these forces driving existence, the cycle of rebirth ends. This freedom brings profound peace and liberation. 2. The experience of unbinding. Nibbana means unbinding. It signifies release from the constraints of conditioned existence and the fetters that bind beings to suffering. This state of unbinding is not annihilation, but the realization of a profound peace beyond dualities. 3. Living in Nibbana. For those who attain Nibbana during their lifetime, such as arahants, fully awakened beings, life continues, but it is free from the defilements that cause suffering. They act with compassion and wisdom, engaging with the world without attachment or ego-driven motivations. 4. Beyond concepts. The Buddha refrained from defining Nibbana in conventional terms, emphasizing its ineffable nature. It is described as the cessation of suffering, the ultimate bliss, and the highest happiness, yet it lies beyond dualistic notions of existence and non-existence. The path to Nibbana. Achieving Nibbana requires the integration of ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. Practitioners progress toward this ultimate goal by following the Noble Eightfold Path and cultivating mindfulness, concentration, and insight. Nibbana is not merely an abstract concept, but a practical and achievable goal. It represents the highest potential of human existence, offering a vision of freedom and peace that transcends the ordinary struggles of life. Integrating insight into daily life. Deepening insight is not confined to meditation retreats or philosophical study. It is a practical journey that transforms every aspect of life. Practitioners reshape their relationship with the world by understanding dependent origination, cultivating wisdom through meditation, and aspiring toward Nibbana. They move from reactive patterns of craving and aversion to a life characterized by awareness, compassion, and equanimity. As practitioners integrate these insights, they find that even the most straightforward actions, whether interacting with others, making decisions, or facing challenges, are imbued with greater clarity and purpose. The path of insight is not about escaping the world, but engaging with it more fully, with an awakened heart and mind. The next step in this transformative journey explores how these insights inform the practice of ethical living and compassionate engagement, creating a foundation for a life aligned with the Dharma. Social and communal harmony. Social and communal harmony lies at the heart of the Buddha's teachings, emphasizing the importance of living in a way that fosters peace, mutual respect, and collective well-being. In Buddhism, personal growth and spiritual practice are deeply connected to how individuals interact with others. This section explores the role of generosity, dana, building harmonious relationships, and the Buddha's guidance on cultivating a thriving community. The role of generosity, dana. Generosity, or dana, is considered one of the most fundamental virtues in Buddhism and serves as the foundation for social harmony. It represents the act of giving selflessly without expecting anything in return. Generosity cultivates a sense of interconnectedness, reduces attachment to material possessions, and lays the groundwork for social trust and goodwill. 1. Generosity as a spiritual practice. In the Buddhist tradition, dana is not merely about material offerings. It encompasses acts of kindness, time, energy, and emotional support. The Buddha highlighted generosity as a key step to liberation, as it reduces selfishness and opens the heart. It is often said that giving brings joy to both the giver and the recipient, creating a ripple effect of positivity. 2. The types of gifts. The Buddha identified 3 types of gifts. Material gifts. These include food, clothing, and shelter, which address physical needs and alleviate suffering. Gifts of knowledge. Sharing wisdom, education, or Dharma teachings helps others grow spiritually and intellectually. Gifts of safety. Providing refuge, protection, or emotional support fosters a sense of security and well-being. 3. The spirit of giving. The value of generosity lies not in the size or material worth of the gift, but in the intention behind it. Giving with a pure heart, free from ulterior motives or expectations, enhances dana's practice. The Buddha encouraged giving to cultivate compassion, humility, and detachment from greed. 4. The social impact of generosity. Generosity strengthens bonds within families, communities, and societies. They foster an environment of trust, mutual support, and goodwill, laying the foundation for harmonious relationships. For example, communities that embrace a culture of giving are often more resilient and cohesive as members feel valued and cared for. Through the practice of generosity, individuals not only contribute to the well-being of others, but also develop qualities such as compassion, patience, and selflessness, which are essential for personal and communal harmony. Building harmonious relationships. The Buddha's teachings provide valuable guidance on building and maintaining harmonious relationships, emphasizing the importance of compassion, empathy, and understanding. Healthy relationships are a cornerstone of a happy and fulfilling life and a vital aspect of spiritual progress. 1. The 4 immeasurables. The Buddha emphasized the cultivation of the 4 immeasurables, Brahmaviharas, as a foundation for harmonious relationships. Loving kindness, metta, wishing happiness and well-being for all beings. Compassion, karuna, responding to the suffering of others with a sincere desire to alleviate it. Sympathetic joy, mudita, rejoicing in the happiness and success of others without envy or jealousy. Equanimity, upekkha, maintaining a balanced and impartial attitude, even in challenging situations. Practicing these qualities helps individuals overcome anger, resentment, and selfishness, fostering relationships built on kindness and mutual respect. 1. Right speech. Ethical communication is essential for building trust and understanding. The Buddha's guidelines on right speech encourage individuals to speak truthfully and avoid lying or deceit. Use words that are kind, gentle, and uplifting. Avoid gossip, slander, or divisive speech. Refrain from harsh or hurtful language. Practicing right speech promotes clarity, reduces misunderstandings, and strengthens connections between people. 1. Resolving conflicts. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interaction, but the Buddha's teachings offer practical tools for resolution. These include listening with an open mind and heart, acknowledging one's own mistakes and taking responsibility, seeking common ground and focusing on shared goals, approaching disagreements with patience, humility, and a willingness to forgive. 2. Acts of kindness. Small acts of kindness, such as offering a helping hand, expressing gratitude, or simply being present for someone in need, can have a profound impact on relationships. These actions foster a sense of connection and remind individuals of their shared humanity. Mutual respect and boundaries. Respecting others' boundaries, opinions, and autonomy is crucial for harmonious relationships. The Buddha taught that understanding and accepting others as they are, without trying to control or change them, leads to greater peace and cooperation. By cultivating these practices, individuals can create relationships that are not only harmonious, but also profoundly enriching and supportive of personal and spiritual growth. The Buddha's guidance on community life. The Buddha recognized the importance of community Sangha, in supporting individual and collective spiritual growth. He offered practical advice on how communities can thrive, emphasizing unity, respect, and mutual support. 1. The role of the Sangha. In Buddhism, the Sangha refers to the community of practitioners, including monks, nuns, and lay people. It serves as a source of inspiration, guidance, and companionship on the spiritual path. The Sangha embodies the principles of generosity, ethical conduct, and mindfulness, creating an environment where individuals can learn and grow together. 2. The 6 principles of harmony. The Buddha outlined 6 principles, Saraniya Dhamma, for fostering harmony within communities. Sharing resources, generosity, and the equitable distribution of resources promote trust and goodwill. Kind speech, speaking kindly and avoiding divisive or harmful words, strengthens relationships. Altruistic actions, acting with the well-being of others in mind, fosters cooperation and unity. Shared values, aligning ethical principles and shared goals, creates a sense of purpose and cohesion. Mutual respect, treating others respectfully and with dignity, ensures a harmonious and supportive environment. Mindfulness, practicing mindfulness in interactions reduces misunderstandings and promotes peace. Leadership and governance. The Buddha emphasized the importance of wise and compassionate leadership in fostering communal harmony. Leaders are encouraged to lead by example, embodying ethical conduct and selflessness. Listen to the needs and concerns of the community. Make decisions based on fairness, wisdom, and the greater good. The importance of rituals and gatherings. Regular gatherings such as Dharma talks, meditation sessions, and communal meals provide opportunities for individuals to connect, share experiences, and deepen their practice. These rituals strengthen the sense of community and reinforce shared values. Supporting each other's practice. Sangha members are encouraged to help one another's practice through acts of kindness, encouragement, and constructive feedback. This mutual support creates a nurturing environment where everyone can flourish. Engaging with the wider community. The Buddha taught that the principles of the Sangha should extend beyond the monastic community to the broader society. By practicing generosity, compassion, and ethical conduct, individuals can contribute to the well-being of their families, neighborhoods, and institutions. Integrating social and communal harmony into daily life. The teachings on social and communal harmony are not limited to Buddhist communities. They offer valuable insights for anyone seeking to create a more peaceful and compassionate world. By practicing generosity, cultivating harmonious relationships, and fostering a sense of community, individuals can contribute to a mutual respect and cooperation culture. The following section will explore how these principles align with mindfulness and meditation, creating a holistic approach to personal and communal well-being as we move forward. These practices transform individual lives and ripple outward, creating a world that reflects the principles of compassion, wisdom, and interconnectedness. Facing life's challenges. Life is inherently filled with challenges, loss, aging, and death being among the most profound. The Buddha's teachings provide a framework for navigating these universal experiences with patience, equanimity, and an attitude that transforms adversity into an opportunity for spiritual growth. Practitioners can approach life's difficulties with greater resilience and wisdom by cultivating awareness, acceptance, and insight. Dealing with loss, aging, and death. The inevitability of loss, aging, and death forms a central theme in the Buddha's teachings, emphasizing their role as natural aspects of existence. While these experiences are often sources of fear and sorrow, the Buddha taught that understanding their impermanence can lead to more profound acceptance and peace. 1. The nature of impermanence. Impermanence, anicca, is one of the 3 marks of existence, highlighting that all conditioned phenomena are transient. The Buddha encouraged practitioners to reflect on this truth, not as a source of despair, but as a way to reduce attachment and appreciate the present moment. Recognizing impermanence helps individuals accept loss as a natural part of life. 2. Coping with loss. Loss, whether of loved ones, possessions, or circumstances, is often accompanied by grief and longing. The Buddha's teachings on mindfulness, sati, and loving kindness, metta, provide tools for navigating this pain. By being present with their emotions, individuals can process grief without being overwhelmed. Loving-kindness meditation can foster compassion for oneself and others, softening the sharp edges of sorrow. 3. Aging as a teacher. Aging is an unavoidable aspect of life, often viewed with fear or regret. The Buddha reframed aging as an opportunity for wisdom, urging individuals to reflect on their mortality, to focus on what truly matters. Aging reminds practitioners of the body's impermanence and the importance of cultivating inner qualities, such as compassion and mindfulness, that are not bound by time. 4. Facing death with courage. Death, the ultimate transition, is a central focus in Buddhist practice. The Buddha taught that contemplating death, maranasati, can reduce fear and foster a deeper appreciation for life. By accepting death as a natural part of existence, practitioners can approach it equanimity and peace, free from clinging to life or fear of the unknown. 5. Rebirth and the cycle of samsara. The Buddha explained that death is not an end, but a transition within the cycle of samsara: birth, death, and rebirth. Understanding this cycle provides context for life's challenges, offering hope for liberation through the practice of the Noble Eightfold Path. Recognizing the continuity of existence can help individuals view death not as a loss, but as a part of a more extraordinary process. Lessons on patience and equanimity. Patience and equanimity are essential for navigating life's challenges with grace and wisdom. These virtues enable individuals to remain balanced amidst difficulties, responding with clarity rather than fear or anger. 1. Cultivating patience, acceptance of delays and difficulties. The Buddha emphasized that patience, khanti, is a form of strength, allowing individuals to endure hardships without resentment. Accepting delays, discomfort, or adversity as part of life reduces frustration and cultivates inner peace. Patience with others. Practicing patience in relationships fosters harmony and understanding. By viewing others' actions with compassion rather than judgment, individuals can diffuse conflicts and build stronger connections. Equanimity in the face of change. Maintaining balance. Equanimity, upekkha, involves maintaining a calm and balanced mind regardless of external circumstances. The Buddha likened it to a steady flame that remains unshaken by the wind, symbolizing resilience in the face of life's ups and downs. Non-attachment. Equanimity arises from recognizing the impermanence of all things. By letting go of attachment to outcomes, individuals can easily navigate change, viewing success and failure, joy and sorrow, as natural parts of life. Practical exercises for patience and equanimity. Mindfulness meditation fosters awareness of emotional reactions, creating space for thoughtful responses rather than impulsive reactions. Reflection on the impermanence of emotions and circumstances helps individuals maintain perspective and composure. Loving kindness meditation strengthens patience by cultivating compassion for oneself and others. Transforming adversity into spiritual growth. The Buddha taught that challenges, rather than obstacles, are opportunities for profound spiritual growth. Difficulties provide a chance to deepen understanding, strengthen resilience, and cultivate wisdom and compassion. 1. Viewing adversity as a teacher. The Buddha encouraged practitioners to view life's challenges as teachers revealing reality's nature. Adversity exposes the impermanence, suffering, and non-self inherent in existence, providing an opportunity to deepen insight and let go of attachments. 2. Using suffering as motivation. Suffering, dukkha, is a source of pain and a catalyst for transformation. Recognizing the causes of suffering, craving, aversion, and ignorance motivates practitioners to follow the Noble Eightfold Path and work toward liberation. The discomfort of adversity can inspire a more significant commitment to spiritual practice. 3. Strengthening inner qualities. Compassion. Facing one's suffering fosters empathy for others, strengthening the quality of compassion, karuna. This compassion becomes a driving force for acts of kindness and support within the community. Resilience. Overcoming difficulties builds resilience, the ability to endure and grow stronger through challenges. The Buddha likened resilience to a tree that withstands storms, its roots growing deeper with each trial. Wisdom. Adversity provides a practical context for applying the Buddha's teachings, transforming theoretical knowledge into lived experience. Practitioners develop profound wisdom by reflecting on the nature of suffering and impermanence. Practical approaches to transform adversity. Mindful awareness. Observing challenges without judgment allows individuals to understand their causes and respond skillfully. Gratitude. Practice shifting focus from what is lost to what remains fosters appreciation and resilience. Seeking community support. Engaging with a supportive sangha or spiritual community provides encouragement and guidance during difficult times. The role of faith, sada, in the Buddha's teachings provides strength and reassurance during challenging times. Trusting in the path and its potential for liberation helps practitioners navigate difficulties with confidence and determination. Integration into daily life. The teachings on facing life's challenges are not abstract principles, but practical tools for navigating the complexities of existence. By cultivating patience, equanimity, and wisdom, individuals can transform difficulties into opportunities for growth. These qualities alleviate personal suffering and inspire others, creating a ripple effect of resilience and compassion within families, communities, and beyond. As we continue to explore the Buddha's teachings, the following section delves into how these principles align with ethical living, mindfulness, and meditation, providing a comprehensive approach to spiritual progress and harmonious living. The ultimate goal, Nibbana. The teachings of the Buddha culminate in the ultimate goal of Nibbana, also spelt nirvana, the state of complete liberation from suffering and the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, samsara. Nibbana represents the cessation of all forms of craving, aversion, and ignorance, which are the root causes of suffering. It is both the end of suffering and the realization of an unconditioned, transcendent peace that lies beyond the limitations of the ordinary mind. Descriptions of enlightenment and liberation. Nibbana is described in the Buddha's teachings as a state of supreme bliss and freedom. Unlike worldly happiness, which is fleeting and dependent on external conditions, the happiness of Nibbana is unconditioned and enduring. The Buddha used metaphors to describe Nibbana, emphasizing its profound and transformative nature. For instance, it is often compared to extinguishing a flame, symbolizing the cessation of the fires of craving, aversion, and delusion. 1. Beyond dualities. Nibbana transcends the dualities of existence and non-existence, pleasure and pain, self and other. It is not a place or a state in the conventional sense, but a realization of the true nature of reality, free from all limitations and conceptual frameworks. 2. The cessation of suffering. Central to the understanding of Nibbana is its association with the cessation of dukkha, suffering. When the causes of suffering, craving, aversion, and ignorance are uprooted, the mind is liberated from the cycles of dissatisfaction and restlessness. 3. Unconditioned peace. Nibbana is described as unconditioned because it is not dependent on causes and conditions. It is an eternal peace that cannot be disturbed by external circumstances or internal turmoil. This unshakable serenity makes Nibbana the highest and most desirable goal in the Buddhist path. Accounts of the Buddha's teachings on the cessation of suffering. The Buddha's teachings on Nibbana are intimately tied to the Four Noble Truths, which form the foundation of his Dharma. These truths offer a systematic approach to understanding and achieving liberation. 1. The truth of suffering, dukkha. Suffering pervades existence due to the impermanent and unsatisfactory nature of all conditioned phenomena. Recognizing this truth motivates individuals to seek freedom from the cycles of samsara. 2. The truth of the origin of suffering, samudaya. The root cause of suffering is craving, tanha, which arises from ignorance. This craving manifests as attachment to sensory pleasures, desire for existence, and aversion to discomfort. 3. The truth of the cessation of suffering, nirodha. The cessation of craving leads to the cessation of suffering, culminating in Nibbana. This truth provides hope and inspiration, affirming that liberation is attainable. The truth of the path, leading to the cessation of suffering, Magga. The Noble Eightfold Path, comprising the correct view, intention, speech, action, livelihood, effort, mindfulness, and concentration, is the practical framework for realizing Nibbana. Following this path, individuals cultivate ethical conduct, mental discipline, and wisdom. The Buddha's teachings emphasize that Nibbana is accessible to all who earnestly follow the path. He described it not as a distant or abstract goal, but as a direct experience that can be realized in this very life. Many of his disciples attain Nibbana through diligent practice, and their accounts highlight the transformative power of the path. Reflections on the nature of the awakened mind. The awakened mind, as realized in Nibbana, is profoundly different from the ordinary mind bound by craving and ignorance. The Buddha described the qualities of an awakened being, arahant, to provide a glimpse into the nature of enlightenment. 1. Freedom from defilements. The awakened mind is entirely free from greed, hatred, and delusion. These mental impurities, which distort perception and fuel suffering, are eradicated, leaving the mind clear and radiant. 2. Boundless compassion. An awakened being embodies boundless compassion, karuna, and loving kindness, metta, for all beings. Having overcome ego-based attachments, they act selflessly to alleviate the suffering of others. 3. Unshakable equanimity. The awakened mind is characterized by unshakable equanimity, upekkha, a balanced state undisturbed by external circumstances. The awakened being remains steady and serene, whether encountering joy or sorrow, praise or blame. 4th insight into reality. The awakened mind sees reality as it truly is, free from the distortions of ignorance. This includes a direct understanding of the 3 universal characteristics: impermanence, anicca, suffering, dukkha, and non-self, anatta. This insight eliminates all clinging and fear, allowing the mind to rest in profound peace. 5. Joy and contentment. The joy of Nibbana is not dependent on sensory pleasures, but arises from the cessation of suffering and the realization of ultimate freedom. This joy is described as immeasurable and unshakable, a state of contentment that transcends all worldly experiences. Practical reflections on attaining Nibbana. While Nibbana represents the ultimate goal, the Buddha emphasized that the journey is just as important as the destination. Practitioners are encouraged to focus on gradual progress and cultivate mindfulness, ethical conduct, and wisdom in their daily lives. Each step taken on the path contributes to the weakening of defilements and the strengthening of wholesome qualities. 1. Consistency in practice. The path to Nibbana requires consistent effort and dedication. Daily meditation, reflection on the Dharma, and adherence to the 5 precepts lay the groundwork for deeper spiritual insights. 2. The role of faith, saddha, in the Buddha's teachings provides the confidence and motivation to persevere through challenges. This faith is not unquestioning belief, but trust based on experience and understanding. 3. Letting go. Letting go of attachments, ego, and desires is central to attaining Nibbana. By releasing clinging to transient phenomena, practitioners create the conditions for freedom. 4. Living with intention. When approached with mindfulness and intention, every action, thought, and word becomes an opportunity for growth. Living in alignment with the Dharma transforms ordinary experiences into steps toward liberation. Nibbana stands as the pinnacle of the Buddha's teachings, offering a vision of liberation that transcends the suffering of worldly existence. It is the cessation of suffering and the realization of a profound and unconditioned peace. Through the Buddha's guidance, practitioners are given a clear path to this ultimate goal, grounded in mindfulness, ethical conduct, and wisdom. The nature of the awakened mind, radiant, compassionate, and free, inspires all who seek liberation. By following the Noble Eightfold Path and embracing the principles of the Dharma, individuals can move closer to Nibbana, transforming their lives and contributing to the well-being of all beings. This journey is not merely a spiritual pursuit, but a way of life that reflects the highest potential of human existence. A timeless path. The teachings of the Buddha, preserved in the Pali Canon and presented in this anthology, remain as relevant today as they were over 2 millennia ago. They offer profound insights into the nature of suffering and the path to liberation, providing practical guidance for navigating the complexities of modern life. The timeless wisdom of the Dharma continues to inspire individuals across cultures and generations, inviting them to awaken to a deeper understanding of existence and a life of greater harmony and fulfillment. Relevance of the Buddha's teachings in the modern world. The Buddha's teachings serve as a beacon of clarity and calm in an era characterized by rapid change, uncertainty, and increasing stress. His insights into the nature of the mind, the impermanence of phenomena, and the interconnectedness of all life offer valuable perspectives for addressing contemporary challenges. 1. Mental well-being. The Buddha's emphasis on mindfulness and meditation provides tools for managing stress, anxiety, and emotional turbulence. These practices cultivate inner peace, resilience, and clarity, empowering individuals to navigate life's demands with greater equanimity. 2. Ethical living. The principles of ethical conduct, such as non-harming, truthfulness, and generosity, are more critical than ever in fostering trust and cooperation within increasingly diverse and interconnected societies. Individuals contribute to a more compassionate and just world by aligning their actions with these principles. 3. Environmental responsibility. The Buddha's teachings on interconnectedness encourage a respectful and mindful relationship with the natural world. Recognizing the interdependence of all life, practitioners are inspired to make choices that support sustainability and environmental stewardship. 4. Social harmony. In a world often divided by conflict and misunderstanding, the Buddha's emphasis on compassion, loving kindness, and skillful communication offers pathways to reconciliation and unity. These teachings encourage individuals to approach differences with empathy and seek solutions that benefit all. The Buddha's message is universal, meaning it applies to people from all walks of life, regardless of cultural, religious, or philosophical backgrounds. His teachings transcend dogma, inviting individuals to explore the truths of existence through direct experience and personal practice. Encouragement to practice and share the Dharma. The Buddha's teachings are not meant to remain confined to texts or intellectual discourse. They are an invitation to practice and embody the principles of the Dharma in daily life. Practitioners are encouraged to integrate mindfulness, ethical conduct, and meditation into their routines, gradually transforming their minds and actions. 1. The power of practice. Consistent practice can lead to profound changes over time, even in small ways. Whether setting aside time for daily meditation, practicing loving kindness, or reflecting on the impermanence of life, each step strengthens the path to liberation. 2. Sharing the Dharma. Sharing the Buddha's teachings with others through conversation, example, or community engagement amplifies their impact. As individuals embody the principles of the Dharma, they inspire others to explore the path, creating a ripple effect of wisdom and compassion. 3. Building community. Engaging with a Sangha, spiritual community, provides support, encouragement, and accountability for practitioners. The collective practice of the Dharma fosters a sense of belonging and shared purpose, reinforcing the principles of social harmony and mutual respect. Final reflections from Bhikkhu Bodhi. In his commentary on this anthology, Bhikkhu Bodhi emphasizes the transformative potential of the Buddha's teachings when applied with sincerity and dedication. He reminds readers that the path to liberation is accessible to all willing to undertake the journey, regardless of their starting point. 1. A universal message. Bhikkhu Bodhi highlights the universality of the Dharma, noting that its principles resonate with the fundamental human desire for happiness, meaning, and freedom from suffering. The teachings are not bound by culture or time, but speak to the shared experiences of all beings. 2. The importance of reflection. He encourages readers to reflect deeply on the discourses presented in the anthology, using them as a guide for self-inquiry and transformation. By contemplating the truths of suffering, impermanence, and non-self, individuals can gain insights that reshape their understanding of life. 3. A call to action. Bhikkhu Bodhi concludes with a call to action, urging readers to take the Buddha's teachings beyond intellectual understanding and into lived experience. He reminds practitioners that the Dharma is a path of practice, requiring effort, patience, and a willingness to let go of old patterns. A timeless journey. The Buddha's teachings invite us to embark on self-discovery and transformation. They challenge us to confront the truths of existence, cultivate inner peace, and act with compassion and wisdom. While the path may not be easy, it offers unparalleled rewards, a life of freedom, joy, and connection to the deeper truths of reality. As we conclude this exploration of the Pali Canon, let us carry forward the Buddha's timeless message. Liberation is possible, and it begins with a single step. Each moment offers an opportunity to awaken, live with greater mindfulness and purpose, and contribute to well-being. Let us take inspiration from the Buddha's life and teachings, dedicating ourselves to a path that leads to personal liberation and a world imbued with kindness, understanding, and peace.